Yo, what's good, YouTube? Zamcro here, aka Scoot, of course. um, and here I am with the Pokemon Battle Federation Season 5 draft recap. We have just finished the Season 5 draft and got my team here. Pretty solid, cool looking draft in my opinion. As you see on the screen, you see my entire team. Or maybe you can't see my entire team. Maybe you can just see a Pokemon Battle Federation logo or something. I'm not sure. Don't really edit videos a lot, but considering editing this one. But if not, then you see my entire team and you see my first 5 and then my second 5. Anyways, my first pick here, going into the Season 5 of the Pokemon Battle Federation, was none other than Tapu Bulu. I had the second pick in the draft, and the number 1 pick ended up being pretty surprising, but in a way I can see why. Mega Medicham, it just breaks things in half. But I had second pick, and I debated between a few things. I thought about getting Manaphy again. I thought about grabbing Mew again. But also thought about getting Landorus Therian. But then I decided on Tapu Bulu. I figured I was going to try to make a pretty cool Firewater Grass Core this season. Grab Tapu Bulu. And this thing is pretty powerful. It has base 130 attack that rivals I think Excadrill. I think it rivals Excadrill. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it rivals Excadrill. Pretty close. If not, I think maybe Excadrill is 135. But yeah, Tapu Bulu here setting at 135 base attack, 115 base defense, 95 base special defense, and 75 base speed with, of course, 85 base special attack and 70 base HP. I haven't actually looked into its special moveset, but I assume it's pretty decent. Anyways, after the draft, we declared our Z-move users, and I decided Tapu Bulu would be my Z-move user. Pretty typical or a standard OU sets, the Fatinium Z with superpower. So I thought maybe I'd make Bulu my Z-move mon. Of course, I won't run a Z-move every week. Maybe a Choice Scarf set, maybe a Choice Banded set, because it does have the powerful Wood Hammer and the Horn Leech if I need some HP back. But yeah, Bulu's really great. I've seen some great Swords Dance sets, seen some bulk up sets on the ladder and stuff, and the thing's just a monster. So I was like, I'm grabbing this Hawaiian bull or whatever it is, some kind of tiki bull or whatever the fuck it is. It gets pretty nice moves like I said, Horn Leech and Wood Hammer. That's pretty standard on it. But like I said, bulk up and Swords Dance. It does get Leech Seed, Nature's Madness, so it can be pretty annoying with Leech Seed, Nature's Madness, maybe Toxic. So that would be a bitch of a set to fight against. Superpower, Rock Slide, and Stone Edge for those flying types that might want to switch in. Taunt and Whirlwind even, so that's pretty nice. Zen Headbutt for poison types that might want to take advantage of me. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't think it gets Earthquake or any kind of ground coverage on the physical side, but I'm not sure about the special side either. But yeah, it's pretty cool mon overall in my opinion. I'm trying to think. It's top of my head kind of stuff. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I think it gets dual screens. I know it gets Disable and Calm Mind, so maybe I can run a special attacking set. Maybe Calm Mind, Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, or Grass Knot, or Giga Drain, or something like that. Maybe like a hidden power of my choice. But yeah, nice Fairy Grass core or Fairy Grass typing, and really nice base stats. Maybe not the fastest, but still pretty cool, in my opinion. Anyway, but yeah, next on my list, I had a water type I wanted to grab, and I was able to grab it. I was talking to somebody during the draft, Bryn, that might Bryn 16. I was talking to Bryn during the draft, and he said he wanted Manaphy as his. Okay, he gets to pick after me. He picked Garchomp, and we was talking because I really like Garchomp, and he said he was going for Manaphy next, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, because I'm probably going for Suicune. Actually, no, I didn't say that. He said he was going for Manaphy next, and I said, what if Manaphy gets taken? He said that he was going after Suicune, and I was like, fuck. I was like, fuck, I hope nobody takes Manaphy. And then ended up he grabbed Manaphy, so right after he picked, coming back around, I was after him this time, and I picked Suicune. Another really, really cool mon, Gen 2 mon, one of the coolest. 'Cause I love the legendary trio from Gen 2. It's such a good mon. I've seen this mon. It's like Clefable. It can pull a wind straight out of its asshole. Base 100 HP, base 115 defenses, base 90 special attack, and base 85 speed. It's not slow. Uninvested, it outspeeds a lot of things, which is actually pretty cool. It outspeeds. I think it speed ties with Tapu Fini, so that's pretty cool. It's faster than Togekiss and Mamoswine and things like that. A Mega Gardevoir. Really, really bulky mon. Has the Crocoon set, the Calm Mind Roar set, Scald, Sub Protect, Scald, Calm Mind, all kinds of really annoying sets, but it's got some cool text too. The Tailwind, maybe not the coolest text, but it does have the Tailwind tech. Endure is just some cool things, but that's about it. Nice Assault Vest Mirror Coat sets. Can potentially, I think I could. It depends on the set. Well, I don't know. It would be rough. I was going to talk about something, but that's a discussion for another day. Maybe in team prep after a battle or something. But yeah, Suicune is just really, really great. Those bulky waters have been phenomenal in Draft League format since the beginning of Draft League format. And Suicune's like no exception. The pressure ability is crazy. Can win a game straight with only one move and sub protect. It's really annoying. Seen it on the ladder quite a bit. But yeah, I guess that's it for Suicune. So I got me a grass type and a water type, and I was so glad because I knew if I got Tapu Bulu and Suicune, when I drafted Suicune, I knew I would have my next pick because the guy who picks after me would be picking on the wheel, and he already has a Mega, so he can't get another Mega. And I drafted Mega Charizard X, which has phenomenal stats across the board. 78 base HP, 130 base attack, 111 base defense, 130 base special attack, 85 base special defense, and 100 base speed. With access to Dragon Dance, Swords Dance, I think it gets Home Claws, maybe. Well, I'm not going to reveal the text of this bad boy. Gets the Tailwind and the Will-O-Wisp. Obviously, it's a fire type. Hits hard on the physical side with Flare Blitz, Dragon Claw, Outrage, and the what's it called? The Earthquake. But like the Tough Claws basically gives it a Life Orb, but its special attack is not really low. So if somebody's got some really defensive checks, to Charizard, I can run a special attacking set and run, Fire Blast and Flamethrower or something like that. Most likely running a Fire Punch Dragon Claw set though. Will-O-Wisp and Roost and stuff like that. It's got the ability to live for a long time with the Roost. Belly Drum, Flame Charge sets, pretty cool sets in my opinion. Like I said, in my opinion. So, and it rounded out my Fire Water Grass score. And I'm very happy to use this mon. I've wanted to draft this bad boy for a long time. I've seen it used quite well by a couple of different players. Don't think it's ever. I don't think I've ever seen it in a championship battle, and I don't think I've ever seen it in like the MVP race or something like that. So I wanted to draft it and try to use it to its full potential and maybe get it the recognition it deserves. I do think it's top 5 megas in draft format, so long as the Mega Lotties and the Mega Metagross are banned. That being said, so yeah, Charizard's really great. Gets really good coverage on both spectrums. Dragon Pulse and Fire Blast, or Outrage and Fire Punch, or Fire Flare Blitz, or Fire Fang even, but don't want to miss. So most likely going to run Fire Punch. Does have higher base HP, base power, and 100% accuracy, and the same percent chance to burn. Though Fang has the chance to flinch, but that's trash. So otherwise, though, one of the coolest designs in Mega Evolution, in Pokemon history. By far one of the coolest Mega Evolutions, though. Yeah, so I think Charizard can put in the work for me. Gets a nice Thunder Punch for those bulky water types. Yeah, I guess that's just about it. I don't think I have too much to say about Charizard. You know what it does. It's either a defensive Will-O-Wisp set, or it's a Dragon Essence set, or some kind of sweeper set of some sorts. But at this point in the draft, I needed some immediate speed, and I needed hazard removal. That being said, I drafted Crobat. This gives me a nice poison resist, a nice grass resist, and a nice ground resist, or immunity, I should say. So, this is pretty good synergy so far, in my opinion. Crobat gives me that nice 130 base speed, so speed tie with things like Aerodactyl and Jolteon, etc., etc. Decent bulk all the way around, 85 base HP, 80 base defenses, 90 base attack, and 70 base special attack. So pretty good stats all around, in my opinion. Notice that when I talk about this a lot, I'm going to say in my opinion a lot. Gets Inner Focus and Infiltrator, so pretty cool. Pretty cool abilities. Can break through subs, can not be flinched, depending on what kind of team I'm playing, I guess. And of course, the Choice Banded Bat. I think that's what the Smogon description says about it, or something. Nice Choice Man U-turns, Brave Birds, Cross Poisons, Defog, Haze. I recently uploaded a video showcasing off a team from Petonio, where he had nasty plot Crobat with Air Slash, Heat Wave, and I forget the last move, but it gets pretty good coverage on both sides of the spectrum. Again, it was Sludge Bomb was the other move. Toxic Taunt, Super Fang, pretty nasty set to face off against. Gets Pursuit, Leech Life, Haze, and there's one word on the tip of my tongue, Taunt. That's what it is. I think I said that already. Taunt, tailwind, toxic, super fang. What the fuck? I don't know. I'm out of my mind. Um, but yeah, basically I drafted this so I could have some really fast, reliable hazard control, can defog hazards away, as well as being a pretty good offensive presence, pretty fast. I don't think anything's going to stop me from defogging when it comes to that. Maybe maybe in certain scenarios, but I do have answers for all the scenarios I saw in my head. And yeah, Crobat's just going to be a really, really good mod. I've never used it in the format. I've saw it used well. I've saw it used by a couple different people. And it's another mod that I think will excel on the team. And then so that was one form of hazard removal I got. And then I was watching the I guess you could call it the hazard control was slowly going by turn, and I decided to grab another mod here that I could use for hazard control in Fortress. I hadn't got a stealth rocker yet, and I wanted a rapid spinner as well as a defogger, so I grabbed a mod that can set up hazards and can rapid spin them away so I can win the war. Got two pretty cool abilities in Sturdy and Overcoat. Like I said, stealth rocks, spikes, boom, just click explosion, self-destruct, or is it explosion or self-destruct? Not real sure off the top of my head. It gets toxic spikes, gets volt switch for the momentum. Dual screens, pretty cool. Like I said, a rapid spin is the main reason I drafted it. Gyro ball for those really fast mods. And then it's got a couple things that I don't think I'd ever run, but are noteworthy. I ain't gonna talk about them. But yeah, toxic spikes with this thing, and maybe like a nasty plot Crobat with the Veno Shock would be pretty cool. Turns into a base 130 special attack if things are poisoned. So I thought that was pretty cool tech. And like I said, so I've got a pretty nice Firewater Grass Core with reliable hazard control for Charizard, as well as the rest of my mods. It's always nice to have hazard control. Winning the hazard wars always really nice, and I think it's very important for the game. Yeah, so that's one thing that was important, and the rest was getting some things to take what's the word? Take advantage of that. So I really wanted to be able to set hazards and remove hazards while pressuring the other team to remove hazards as well. And so I decided to grab a wall breaker that could potentially, what's the word? Take advantage of somebody that's trying to rapid spin. Say, off the top of my head, Donphan, for example, if it comes in on toxic spikes, takes a round of damage, wants to rapid spin them away on top of taking rocks damage, I switch into my switch into my Medicham. Potentially a choice banded set, click the high jump kick twice, hurt the Donphan for wanting to spin, or if he switches the Donphan out, then I can always bring back in my Fortress, set them up again, and then rinse and repeat. And then things without reliable recovery are taking a lot of damage from my wall breakers. So like Mega Medicham, for example. 80 base speed, 120 base power thanks to pure power ability. Decent bulk at 75 apiece in defenses and 60 in HP. So nice and powerful mon here. Really, really good coverage. High jump kicks in headbutt, ice punch, thunder punch, fire punch, drain punch, fake out, bullet punch, baton pass, bulk up. I don't know if it gets Swords Dance. It might. I do believe it's a psychic type, so it gets well, I know it's a psychic type, but I do believe since it is a psychic type, it gets dual screens. It gets a nice power up punch, poison jab. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I can't really think of nothing else. So, I guess that's it for now. I can't really think of anything about it that's actually stands out. I just know it's a fucking nuke. That's what I know about it. I think it's a nuke. So that being said, I really hope it can put in the work for the team. I got some other cool mons here in the back that kind of support Mega Meta. Oh, fuck, I keep saying Mega. Some mons that support Metacham, and I'll get into that right now. First off, a Selgor. Mega Metacham struggles with bulky psychic types, and a Selgor does not. Selgor is extremely fast, gets the unburden ability and the sticky hold ability, so it can't lose its item, which is actually pretty cool. Spikes, it can set up spikes, it can baton pass, it can bug buzz, it gets really good coverage actually. Final game, it's the thing. It gets the utility knockoff, and the reason I say utility is because it's got base 70 attack, so knockoff's not doing anything unless it's like a Hoopa Confined or something like that. It gets the pursuit, the quick attack, which again aren't doing that much, but still some pretty nice techs. You turn momentum into things like either defensive walls or wall breakers themselves. Really, really good. Good mon, reliable spike setter, really fast. Final gambits, really fast final gambits are, that's a thing because it's a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really stop it because you're so damn fast, you know what I'm saying? So if you're like max attack, you're 364 HP, and something with less HP than you is going to die to the final gambit. Of course, you can run the Life Orb set, which is pretty stout. Expert belt set, choice spec set, even like a choice scarf set to catch something off guard. But yeah, I really drafted this thing because of its speed and its ability to set up hazards, its ability to set up a substitute, set up an agility and baton pass into something like Tapu Bulu, Charizard X, or Metacham. Passing speed's always nice, so something that I considered when drafting this thing. It's got base 80 HP, so final gambits are pretty nice. Base 100 special attack, so it's same special attack as things like Manaphy and Shaman and Victini and etc. etc. But yeah, that's the reason I drafted a Selgor. And I knew my last three picks probably wouldn't get picked up, so I could draft them in basically any order I wanted, but I wanted to try to prove a point that lower tier mons are just as valuable. We had a new guy to the format join the league, and he's a very capable OU battler, but he was having some trouble formulating the plan and stuff. So I wanted to show him how viable the lower tier mons were. So I picked up Stunfisk with, the ability to pick 3 or 4 mons left. So I was just letting him know that, hey buddy, you don't have to have the best of the best mons. It's about your prep and your play. And draft format has always been an innovator for the lower tier mons anyway. In my opinion anyway. This gives me my second stealth rocker and a mod that stops Volt Switch as well as getting Volt Switch. I do believe it gets Volt Switch anyway. Could be wrong. Um, I don't know if it gets Volt Switch, but I'm pretty sure it does. But even if it don't, it's no big deal. It's a nice ground type. Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks, nice ground type. It's fat, base 109 HP, 99 special defense, 84 defense. Nice special attack at 81. It's, it can break subs. It's not going to be set up fighter or anything like that. Pretty slow, but it has the static ability, so I can potentially paralyze things that want to hit me. Can run a leftover set, special defensive set, defensive set. Pretty good coverage in discharge, earth power, earthquake, foul play, etc., etc. It's got pretty good coverage too. Some cool little text I won't get into much because I want my team or my opponents to have to think about what they're doing. Maybe dig up their own research in a sense. But yeah, electric types are always good. You don't always have to have a fast electric type. It can be a slow electric type. Notables being Stunfisk, Electros, etc., etc. I don't think speed is as important as other things like. Well, I won't get into that. That's a topic for another day. Maybe a video about what's important in draft meta or something. I don't know. But yeah, this is another mod. It's got some pretty cool text up its sleeves. Really makes your opponent think. And a nice little stealth rocker there that's pretty reliable. And nice ground type. Stop that Volt Switch. So, there was 2 picks left for, well, I had 2 picks left in a sense that I was using all my points. The draft says you have to draft a minimum of 9 Pokemon, maximum of 11 Pokemon. So 9, 10, or 11 Pokemon on your team. I actually wanted between a Selgor, after a Selgor, I wanted another Pokemon. I wanted Mismagius, but it was taken. So I went ahead and got Stunfisk. Like I said, for the low tier innovation. And then I was looking and I was like, okay, I'm going to finish out my draft plan and then I can decide what I'm going to grab in place of Mismagius. So I was running low on points, first of all, and it came back to me, and I figured I could use another Stealth Rocker, another Stealth Rocker, another Spiker, another Defog or Rapid Spin user, another Baton Pass Mon, a Mon that can just click Spore, a Mon that can set up a Swords Dance, a Mon that can Spore you and then Baton Pass into something like Charizard or Bulu or Medicham. And the Mon that can do this is none other than Smeargle. It can do everything. Literally. Everything. Throw on a Focus Sash. Throw on a move like Fake Out, Spore, Baton Pass. Or Fake Out, Spore, Stealth Rock, Baton Pass. Or there's so many things you can do with this. You can turn it into a Cleric. Make sure you get that Focus Sashed Aromatherapy off to heal all your poisoned or your paralyzed Pokemon or something like that. Spore, Belly Drum, Baton Pass into like a Dragon Dance or a Scarf Bulu. So many things. Weaken a team down, bringing your so I got reliable hazard removal. I can weaken a team down, bring in my Fortress, know I live any one hit that's not like a fire type attack. Rapid spin the hazards away. Bring in my Sash Smeargle. Click agility. Or click spore. Click sub. Click agility. Baton pass into Mega Metacham. Maybe potentially get my sub broken if he wakes up. If he stays asleep, I have a substituted Metacham behind a. Okay, I got a Metacham behind a sub with a +2 speed and choice banded pure power high jump kicks. Mega Metacham, or fuck. I keep saying Mega Metacham and it's Metacham. Whew. Take a deep breath, Scott. It's going to be okay. Anyways, Smeargle supports my team in so many different ways, and I think it can be a very versatile line. You saw, if you watch the GBA, if you keep up with the Draft League content of the GBA, then you know that Dan had some pretty interesting sets. Of course, they weren't his idea. Shout out to my boy, The Confusion, who is a great innovator of Smeargle. Thinks it's worthy of tier 3 in the GBA, and more so higher points in other draft systems. He's proven that time and time again. I will holler at him if I need some help with Smeargle. I saw him use the base 20 attack and the base 20 special attack to catch some mons off guard and do some serious work to him. Caught a Scizor off guard with V-Create. Caught a Weavile off guard with Close Combat with Smeargle. I saw the guy do some pretty interesting with Smeargle. So if I need some innovation, I will holler at my boy there, because this thing gets access to every move in the game, literally. If it's not banned, he will use the move. He can and he will. But yeah, that's enough about that. I think I talked about Smeargle longer than I talked about any other month. I don't know. Time it, let me know in the comment section. Fucking crazy. Last but not least, I decided that I needed a ghost type. I have all these hazards. I have Toxic Spike, Stealth Rock, Sticky Web, etc., etc., etc. I can Rapid Spin, I can Default. But if my game plan is based around hazards, I obviously want to Rapid Spin and keep hazards on his side of the field, my opponent, as opposed to removing hazards all, from my side and his side of the field with Default Crobat. So I decided if hazard stack was the way to go, then I would want Fortress on my team, and I would want a Ghost type on my team. Mismagius was taken. The closest thing I could find to Mismagius was Gengar, but I didn't have enough points for it. So I immediately thought, okay, I can grab Haunter in the later games. Then I was looking at the tiers. I had, I think, 7 points left, and I saw Frostlass, and I was like, hell, let me check if I have an Ice type, because I didn't know my team right off the back of my hand. And I didn't have an Ice type, didn't have a Ghost type, and Ghost negates one of Ice's weaknesses, so Ice is more viable with the lesser weaknesses, less amount of weaknesses, I should say. And then I was like, hell, I'm grabbing Frostlass. It's pretty damn fast. It's as fast as Gengar, faster than Mismagius. Speed ties with the Lottie twins, pretty damn fast. And its special attack and attack are both 80. So it's not weak. It's not weak at all. Base 70 HP and defense is so decent bulk. It can take a hit, maybe 2. Probably not 2, I lied. But yeah, if I want to hazard stack, stealth rock, spikes, toxic spikes, sticky web, or just any combination of the 2, any combination of the 4, whatever, I can use same thing that I said with Venoshock Crobat. I can use toxic spikes and Hex Frostlass to come into play. It also sets up spikes itself and it's fast enough to taunt defog users, so that even if you bring a defog to try to take advantage, a defog user to try to take advantage of my spin blocker, I can taunt you and you can't use your defog either. So it's like a win-win. And then I taunt you on your defog, you attack me, brings me low but doesn't kill me. Then I Destiny Bond, and then your defog attacks a bond that uses a Destiny Bond, and then you lose your defogger. So hazards are here to stay regardless. There's a lot of different things. This thing gets Ice Punch, it gets Ice Shard, it gets Psychic, it gets Shadow Ball, Signal Beam, Spikes, like I said, dual screens. Actually, I don't know if it gets both, but I know it gets one or the other. It doesn't necessarily have the strongest blizzards because they miss, but it gets Ice Beam, Sucker Punch, Taunt, like I said. Pretty good coverage. Will-O-Wisp, another Will-O-Wisp users. Trick, so I can run just a fucking stupid-ass item and just trick it away. I forget what item it was, but Joey played David in the UCL. Fucking, he like flinged him something. Oh my god, it was the funniest reaction I ever saw. But yeah, it's not the most versatile one, but it can be very, very tricky. Ghost types are sneaky anyway. So yeah, just this mon was a nice way to end my draft, in my opinion. I was very, very satisfied when I got my 10th mon and I was out of points and my draft was complete, and I was like, that's it. I was like, that's it right there. I really, really like my draft. I say it just about every time I draft that this is my favorite draft, but this is one of my top 3 favorite drafts. I don't want to say it's my favorite, but because I always say that. But if I really got into it and narrowed it down, I would say this is one of my favorite drafts. I used a new point system, and I think I used it to the best that I could. I don't think any teams got all 11 mons out of their 105 points. But I think a lot of people went with the minimum amount of mons you could get, which was 9, and a few teams got 10. And none of them got 11 mons, I don't think. But yeah, it was something new. There were some mons in the draft that didn't get drafted because of their price. Kieran Black, notable. Celebi, fuck no. Celesteela, notable. Mega Pincer, Mega Venusaur, Victini, Weavile, Tapu Koko, notable. Excadrill, Clefable. None of those mons got drafted. It's fucking crazy. Also, some mons that didn't get drafted: Mega Scizor, Necrozma, fucking Infernape. Lots of really good mons: Skarmory, Gengar, Volcarona. Some really, really good mons didn't get drafted, and that's because of the new draft system we used, where we basically we had a budget of 105 points. Where the most expensive mon was 20 points, being Kieran Black, and then the cheapest was 3 points, which is a bunch of wannabe mons, really. That's what they are. There were some okay mons in the 3-point tier, I can say that. But yeah, so we'll be that's going to be the end of my draft recap. And basically, the rest of the PBF hasn't changed much. I think it's still, some of it's still in, like, some of the rules are still being worked out when it comes to divisions, conferences, and stuff like that. And the schedule hasn't been published yet, hasn't been generated. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. I am Zam Crow, aka Scoot, coach of the Blackmont Rye Cougars, and I'm going to be getting out of here. Leave a like if you enjoyed me rambling about my team for about 30 minutes or so. Maybe a little longer. And let me know what you think about the draft. Let me know what you would have drafted. Maybe if you're in the same league, you can leave a comment about your draft and what you think about your draft. Constructive criticism is okay. Deconstructive criticism can stay in your fucking mouth. And yeah, I guess that's it. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.